are the basic ingredients for a pizza dough. There's enough here to make two 16-inch thin crust pizzas, and the ingredients are, starting from the left, to about 20 ounces by weight of all-purpose flour, 12 ounces of warm, about 100-degree water, 1 ounce or so of oil. This is olive oil. Sometimes I use corn oil as well. Also, let's see, 0.4 ounces of salt, and here I have about 0.2 ounces by weight of active dry yeast, which I sometimes substitute with some of my natural sourdough yeast, which I can show on the screen, that alternative as well. But I'm going to mix all these together. But the first thing I want to do is activate my yeast. So I throw my yeast in the warm water, and I'll stir that around. There we go. Now I'll let that foam up for about 5 or 10 minutes. Now I'm going to mix all the ingredients into my mixing bowl here. So I'm going to add the water with the yeast, the flour, the oil, and the salt. I'm going to mix this all together in my stand mixer. Now I'm going to add my trusty dough hook. Turn this thing on and get it going for several minutes. Alright, now it's been several minutes. Let's see how well this dough stretches. It's a little tacky because of the higher hydration ratio, water content, but it's okay. This is what makes good pizza dough. So stretch this thing, and if we can stretch it without it tearing, starting to tear a little bit right there, so I'm going to let it go for a few more minutes. Alright, it's been 7 to 10 minutes already, somewhere in that range. Let's take a look here at the dough. Roll it up here, stretch it out, and see if it actually will stretch for you. There we go. Let's do that. There we go. I think it's working okay better now. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So let's take this thing off. Okay, let's get this thing out of the bowl. There we go. It's still a little sticky. If you don't like that, just put a little olive oil on your fingers, like this, so it doesn't stick so much. Now, what you want to do is sort of roll this thing and tuck it, sort of like this, where you kind of flatten it, turn it in on itself, where you kind of form this cavity behind it, and you squish it together like this, and you kind of get it to a nice round ball. And the point is to sort of stretch this top here a little bit, kind of make it sort of taut, so as it rises, it'll actually do it some good here. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw this back in the bowl with a little bit of olive oil to keep it from sticking to the bottom of the bowl. Roll it around in there, and I'm going to cover it with some plastic wrap, and I'm going to let it sit for a couple hours at least. Alright, it's been 2 hours. You can see here it's more than doubled in size, actually, more than I actually care to. So now I'm not ready to make my dough yet, or my pizza dough, or to roll it out, I mean. So what I'm going to do then is just go ahead and punch it down and form it back up again to that little tight ball, and put it back in again for a while longer until I'm ready to make dough out of it, or make pizza dough out of it, crust I mean. There we go. Alright, now it's time to roll out some dough. So let's get this thing out of the bowl. I've punched it down, I think, one more time as well since the last video. So there we go. So let me get that on there. Let's form this up by cutting it in half, roughly, because I'm going to make 2 pizzas out of this. So what I do is roll these up into little balls as well, and let these rise just a bit longer too. Just like that. That's one pizza. Here we go. 2 pizzas ready to go. And if you'd like to, just for the time being, if you're not going to use them right away, is cover up again so they don't dry out. Now I have a 16-inch pizza pan here, so I'm just going to go ahead and drizzle on a little oil, and I'm going to brush this on all around with just a little oil brush there. just like that. Now it's time to go ahead and roll this thing out. So I sprinkle a little flour on the table and in my hands. Then I'm going to go ahead and pop all the air out of the dough. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out. You can use a rolling pin. You can hand toss it like I like to do sometimes, but it's hard to do for a camera in a video. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll this out as thin as I need to. There we go. Bring this pan out here. On. Fit it on there. Stretch it all around. There we go. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out other videos on my YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe.